Okay, let's take a look at this problem here. So we got zeros of -2 and 2 plus 2 square root 2i. Now the first thing is if 2 plus 2 square root 2i is a 0, then so is 2 minus 2 square root 2i. And next thing is, since these are zeros, we can say that all of these are x equals -2. We can also say x equals 2 plus 2 square root 2i, and we can also say x equals 2 minus 2 square root 2i. We'll rearrange, move everything over to one side, so we'll say x plus 2 is 0. I'm just adding 2 to both sides, just to be clear. We're going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to treat these as a quantity, so I'm going to subtract that over. We're going to have x minus quantity 2 plus 2 square root 2i and equals 0. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. So I'm going to squeeze it in down here just because I need a little more space. So I'm going to have 2 minus parentheses 2 minus 2 square root 2i equals 0. So from here, we're going to clean up the back two. So we're going to distribute the -2 into both. And here I'm going to distribute the -2 into both as well. So we're going to get x plus 2 equals 0. And then we're going to get x minus 2 root 2i equals 0. And then we're also going to get x minus 2 plus 2 root 2i equals 0. And the big deal here is that the next move, you want to make sure that you pair these together. Because if they're all equal to 0, then we can say that the quantities, x plus 2 times the quantity, x minus 2 root 2i, times the quantity, x minus 2 plus 2 root 2i equals 0. And so what we want to do is we want to FOIL this out. The real important part is when you do this, you want to focus on this part here first. And notice, because this is a minus and this is a plus, you have the difference of squares, which means all I have to do is square that, minus, and then square the back one. Okay? And then we have the x plus 2. And so from here, what we can do is we can factor this out. So that's just x minus 2 times x minus 2. So that's going to become x squared minus 4x plus 4. Minus, and this comes the interesting part, this one right here is going to become squaring each part. So square root 2 squared is 4, square root 2 squared is 2, and I squared is I squared, which becomes 4 times 2 is 8, and I squared is -1. So if we put together, keep in mind we have a negative in front, we're going to have -8, which becomes plus 8. So now at the bottom here we have x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 8, and that's going to get multiplied by x plus 2. We'll clean it up. X plus 2 times x squared minus 4x plus 12. And then you're going to essentially multiply x plus 2 times each of these, or you're going to just FOIL it out, or you can do box method. I think the way you like to do it is you multiply x times x squared, get x cubed, x times minus 4x, get minus 4x squared, x times 12, I get 12x. And then we're going to do the same thing with 2. Now, one thing I would recommend if you're going to do it this way, line it up. There's 2x squared minus 8x plus 24. So that when you combine this, it's a little bit more organized. There's a lot of stuff going on when we're doing this, right? So get a nice little version that isn't so convoluted. It's not too bad. Now, there's one thing I skipped in the very beginning of this, and that's that all of this what I've done thus far is true, but we don't know what the number in front is yet, right? So right now what we have is you actually have all of this and an a value in front. That's a 3, by the way. I apologize. So that's where the solution point comes into play. And remember, this is just saying x is -1 and y is -34. This is just saying you have the point -1 comma -34, and those are x and y's. Why are they doing that? Make sure I'm right. Remember, -1, -34? Because what you can do now is you can plug in -1 for all your x's. We don't know what a is, and you can, y is going to be the y value, which I've already forgotten, -34. Apologize. And we just solve it. So -1 cubed is still -1. -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2, but it's negative, so -2. -4 times 1 is -4, plus 24. A equals -34. -1, -2 is -3. -3, -4 is -7. So 24 minus 7 is 17. So it's 17, -34. And then we divide through by 17, and A is equal to that. So the final answer is going to be y, or f of x, is equal to -34 over 17 times x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x plus 24. So it's the same thing as what you did before, just at the very end, you just need to take the point and just substitute it back in. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't, and we'll talk about this soon. Bye-bye.